Hi,
Good morning.
this is Kim,
This is Andy.
and we're reading to you from the Urantia book, but first we're going to read a little bit from Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. Okay, the reading for February 22nd is, Oh God, I praise you for the universe which you have evolved under unending centuries, vitalizing matter with energy, bringing forth all things as the peak of your creating wisdom, working to unify mankind, initiating a process of spiritualizing humanity. Oh, Creator God, let me be a willing partner in building the universe of your will and in divinizing humanity. So making humanity divine.
Well, let's get to it today.
Yeah, let's get to it. In unity with you, permeating your creation with love and incorporating souls into the eternal. That's beautiful. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's from Teilhard Deschardins. I don't know if I say his name right, but he was a priest as well as an archaeologist or a paleontologist. So he was interested in the evolution of species, which didn't, of course, agree with the Catholic view of things, but still, there you have it. So there he's got. I love it when people here have the courage to depart from the mainstream views and to really hold their own views, even if that means, excommunication or whatever. I don't know if he was excommunicated. Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know. I'm not sure. Okay.
Matthew Fox was. Matthew Fox was.
Yeah, Matthew Fox is another one. I don't know if this references Matthew Fox, but yeah. But that's really, I've enjoyed that book a lot. All right. So we're at paper 190, the Urantia Appearances of Jesus, part 3, at the home of Joseph. Okay? Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you. The fifth Urantia manifestation of Jesus to the recognition of mortal eyes occurred in the presence of some 25 women believers assembled at the home of Joseph of Arimathea at about 15 minutes past 4 o'clock on the same Sunday afternoon. Mary Magdalene had returned to Joseph's house just a few minutes before this appearance. James, Jesus' brother, had requested that nothing be said to the apostles concerning the Master's appearance at Bethany. He had not asked Mary to refrain from reporting the occurrence to her sister believers. Accordingly, after Mary had pledged all the women to secrecy, she proceeded to relate what had so recently happened while she was with Jesus' family at Bethany. And she was in the very midst of this thrilling recital when a sudden and solemn hush fell over them. They beheld in their very midst the fully visible form of the risen Jesus. He greeted them, saying, "Peace be upon you. In the fellowship of the kingdom there shall be neither Jew nor Gentile, rich nor poor, free nor bond, man nor woman. You also are called to publish the good news of the liberty of mankind through the gospel of sonship with God in the kingdom of heaven. Go to all the world proclaiming this very gospel and confirming believers in the faith thereof. And while you do this, forget not to minister to the sick and strengthen those who are faint-hearted and fear-ridden. And I will be with you always, even to the ends of the earth." And when he had thus spoken, he vanished from their sight, while the women fell on their faces and worshipped in silence.
Wow.
I'll read one more. Okay. Of the 5 Urantia appearances of Jesus occurring up to this time, Mary Magdalene had witnessed 4.
So she is a significant person, if only for this reason. It's been interesting that up to this point, there's been little mention of her, very sparse.
Right.
But then now he shows himself to Mary Magdalene 4 times here. And I know that Jesus was an advocate for women being involved in the church, in the disseminating the gospel. And I think that maybe he chose her as kind of a spokeswoman for that purpose, because she was bold. I guess it refers to her at one point that she was bold because she was the first one that went into the tomb, and actually she wasn't, because they're scared. I mean, you know. But the rocks were removed. She dips into the tomb like it's nothing when, you know. Yeah.
Right.
So, and that's a good characteristic of a leader, of somebody who's, you know, they have to not be afraid to say the truth and not be cowed by this. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I have to learn to be more like that myself, you know. Okay. Anyway, we're going to keep going here. As a result of sending out the messengers during the mid-forenoon, and from the unconscious leakage of intimations concerning this appearance of Jesus at Joseph's house, word began to come to the rulers of the Jews during the early evening that it was being reported about the city that Jesus had risen, and that many persons were claiming to have seen him. The Sanhedrin were thoroughly aroused by these rumors. After a hasty consultation with Annas, Caiaphas called a meeting of the Sanhedrin to convene at 8 o'clock that evening. It was at this meeting that action was taken to throw out of the synagogues any person who made mention of Jesus' resurrection. We're not going to have that here. It was even suggested that anyone claiming to have seen him should be put to death. This proposal, however, did not come to a vote, since the meeting broke up in confusion bordering on actual panic. They had dared to think they were through with Jesus. They were about to discover that their real trouble with the man of Nazareth had just begun. Oh, yeah. Wow. Pretty awesome. Okay. Yeah. Any comments on that, Andrew?
Well, just the gravity of it, the weight of it. I mean, that doesn't really come out in the Bible that I am familiar with.
Yeah.
That, wow. And of course, it speaks to the trouble that lay ahead for up to today.
All this time. Yeah. But yeah, just for saying that you saw Jesus, you're going to be put to death. Or kicked out of the church at least. That's why I think that there was some talk about here. Don't talk about this too much. You know, we're only talking to believers, because he didn't want to arouse the wrath of the enemy against his people, and I think he was conscious of that. Okay. All right. Thank you. You have a really good day. Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.